Hey guys, Soundstrike here, and today I'm going to be showing you 10 different ways to get diamonds in Tekkit. Now, I'm also going to be showing you the different pros and cons for each method, so you can decide which one will work for you best. The first method is to mine it, the vanilla way. The pro is this is quite easy to get. You don't need all these heavy machines and whatnot, but they can be very difficult to find, as I'm pretty sure we all know. The second method is to make an IC2 diamond. It's the same as a normal one, but it used to be a different one. You take a stack of coal and you have to macerate it, so you have to have quite a power source, and then you get coal dust. So then with your 64 coal dust, you put them in a square formation around a flint and you make a coal ball. You compress that, or all 8 of those, to make a compressed coal ball, and then you surround obsidian with the coal balls and you make a coal chunk, which if you put back in the compressor will give you a diamond. The pros is that you don't need expensive machines to make this, so if you've never found a diamond before now, this method will still work. But the cons is it's quite time consuming and you need a powerful power source to power all the machines for such a long time. Just going to turn back to morning. The third method is using an energy condenser. All the methods from here all use an equivalent exchange. So on certain servers this might not work, but I'm going to show it anyway. After you've made the energy condenser, you just put a diamond in the corner and then feed it items, and like here, and it'll make diamonds. The pros is it's portable and it can accept almost any items, but it won't work with modded items like a battery or philosopher's stone. It won't work. But the cons is it's very expensive to make. It uses 5 diamonds, so it's quite a hefty thing, especially if you don't have any diamonds yet. And you also need a sample item, so you have to have a diamond already in the corner for it to be able to make it. The fourth method is using a Transmutation Tablet, which I'm pretty sure you all know how it works, but basically you scan in an item and it will remember it, and then if you put in stuff equivalent to its price, like I'll put in 4 gold, I can make a diamond for it. The pros is quick and easy and it's very portable, so you can just use it anywhere. And after you've scanned in the item, you don't need another one. You can just leave it out, so you don't have to carry diamonds in your inventory. And this is also a lot more cheaper than an energy condenser, so that's quite nice. However, you do need an item for the initial scan, so even though you don't need to carry a diamond around, you still have to have one to begin with. And it can't use fuel items. In case you didn't know, equivalent exchange makes items fall under 2 categories: matter and fuel, which is like coal and that kind of thing. So you can't put a stack of coal in and get a diamond, even though it's the same value. Then for the fifth method, this is using philosopher's stone, which you make like this. You put 1 philosopher's stone in a crafting table with 4 iron blocks, or 4 iron ingots, and you'll get a gold ingot. If I can get it now. So you have to put 8 ingots into it to get a gold ingot. Then you'd have to put 4 gold ingots in to get a diamond. This is also reversible. The pro is that this is a lot cheaper than using method 3 and 4, because you don't have to make the big machines and all that cost a lot, and it's quite portable. You just need the philosopher's stone. But the only downside is it only works with gold and iron, so you can't use coal and all that other stuff. The sixth method is using Bullcraft. You can use a quarry. A quarry is quite expensive to make, but when powered it will start mining to the bottom of the map. The pros is this is fully automatic, so once you've got it going you can just leave it or just start pumping out items. But the downside is it's quite expensive to make. I think it uses roughly 11 diamonds, and if you don't have an energy link and solar panels, you have to constantly refuel the engines. And the last disadvantage for it is eventually, once it gets to bedrock, it can't mine anymore. so you have to move it, and eventually you're going to have these big open holes all around your place, and you don't want that. And then the seventh method is using energy collectors, which is quite expensive to make, but you basically put any fuel item in, and then it will start charging it up and then it'll turn it to the next level of item. The only downside is that it works with fuel. So while it is fully automatic, you have to use the condenser or a transmutation tablet and a plane star to turn it into diamonds. The eighth method is back to ICTUs using a mass fabricator, which you just power with whatever power source. Normally use a nuclear reactor or something along the sorts, and then you get UU matter, that if you put 9 like this, you'll get a diamond for it. The advantage is that UU matter can be turned into almost anything, even items that aren't possible to make normally. So for example, you can actually make a water source block, a water still block, that won't change unless the blocks next to it is updated. The downside is it's very time consuming to make, and that the mass fabricator is very power hungry, so it'll use up all its power it can get, and you need tons of power for it to work effectively. The ninth method is using a poor little cowyer, MUI, and condensers, and a deployer. And what basically happens is I'll turn it on. This thing starts pumping out buckets from here, which is worth 768. Goes into the deployer, which turns into milk buckets, which is pumped back out here. As you can see, it's got a value of 849. So each time it's coming back, it's generating more and more EMC. So you'll get the bucket back, plus it'll generate more. And what will eventually happen is, once all this is filled up, so I'll just put in glowstone or something just to speed it up. That didn't work. There you go. Now you see it'll start going to the second one, which is where you put your diamond. And then, so once it starts filling up, the extra bucket will come in here to eventually make a diamond. The pros is this is fully automatic, and that it can't run out, because the cow shouldn't die unless you get a creeper problem. But it's not very effective, because it generates EMC very slowly, and it's quite expensive to set up, because you have to have 2 condensers. My personal favorite is method 10, which is a Mass-fab Macerator, which if you don't know how to make, I'll put a link in the description to my other video, where I actually show you how to make 2 different types of ones. But that didn't work. Forgot to put a pipe here. What happens is it glitches out blaze rods. So instead of making 2 normally, which is what its value is, you can turn 2 in a condenser. You can turn 2 into 1 blaze rod. This thing makes 5. So as you can see, it's quite easy to glitch out. And once both of these machines are full, it will start pumping out into this machine, which will make you diamonds. The pros is this is very effective. I found it probably to be the most effective, and that it scales, because you can see you have to have overclockers in it. But whether you have 1 in, or whether you have all 12 in this case, the whole layout stays the same. You don't have to change anything. The only downside is it needs blaze rods to be fully effective, so you have to go to Nether, and it's quite expensive to set up, as you can see. So there you go, 10 different methods to make diamonds in Tekkit. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. Cheers.